Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. So about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, we're going to talk about this goof, this clown, this fool, Gilbert Arenas. I haven't done a Gilbert Arenas video in some months, man. You guys remember Gilbert Arenas and me were going back and forth on YouTube, and this dude was flooding my comment section, crying in my comment section all the time, coming to my channel, coming to the live streams, really thinking that he was going to educate us or he was going to set the record straight on us. But all we did was embarrass this fool, Gilbert Arenas. We continue to expose him. I continue to expose him and the other clown FYF debates or whatever that fool was with his weak channel. These guys don't want it with me. They disappeared now. I haven't really heard from Gilbert Arenas in a long, long time. All that soft clown FYF and his fake corny channel. But a clip or a short of Gilbert Arenas came across my feed this morning, and I just saw it not that long ago. And it's Gilbert Arenas, of course, on Gil's Arena, that corny podcast show that he has, all these goofs that come on there. Gil's Arena talking about LeBron James Jr. and how if he played 36 minutes a game, per 36, he'd be averaging 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. He started talking about the per 36 numbers to try to explain and show that LeBron James Jr. is actually really good. And that if he got the playing time, like a top draft pick, that he would be producing. And I find it laughable. Once again, Gilbert Arenas exposes himself as not being honest with you guys. He's not breaking down the facts or giving you guys any perspective. He's straight lying, guys. And I'm going to explain to you in this video how he's lying. And how, once again, he doesn't know the game of basketball. He swears he knows the game because he played the game. He studies the game. But then he starts talking about the per 36 for LeBron James Jr. to try to show that he would be a quality rookie. He would be top 5, he said, for Rookie of the Year. We're going to talk about this video. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, you know I am truly, truly humbled by all the support, man. It really means a lot, guys. Like I said, real recognize real, man. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So yes, guys, like I said, I'm going to educate Gilbert Arenas in this video. I'm going to educate all the people on Gil's Arena, all these fools that go on Gil's Arena. Like, who goes on Gil's Arena, man? It's like these guys must have no money. They must need the money. They must need this stuff because who would go on Gil's Arena? You keep seeing these corny guys on Gil's Arena, man. Today I laugh. You guys are a bunch of goofs, man. I laugh at these guys, man. Gil's Arena? Like, this is what you guys go on? And you guys they're always yelling with each other, man. You guys are a bunch of kids, man. They're like a bunch of girls, man, on there, all emotional, always yelling at each other, saying nothing. These guys don't know the game. These guys flip-flop all over the place. They contradict themselves all over the place. And Gilbert Arenas is the main clown of the show, man, right? He runs that whole circus. And I was watching this clip of Gilbert Arenas talk about LeBron James Jr. and really, once again, lying for LeBron James and his son, making excuses for LeBron James and his son, trying to justify him being taken with the 55th draft pick and downplaying it. And once again, trying to talk about per 36 numbers. I started laughing when I heard this, man. And like I said, this is probably an old clip from weeks ago or months ago. I don't know. I just seen this, man. And once again, Gilbert Arenas exposed himself with the per 36 stuff. Now, if you guys don't know, he read off some per 36 numbers. You guys know there's a breakdown and you can go look at a player's numbers, right? And they'll break it as per 36, it's called, right? So what they're basically saying is if the person, on average, if 36 minutes, we took a 36-minute average, this is what their numbers would extrapolate to. And that's what Gilbert Arenas was trying to say. Oh, if you look at, LeBron James Jr., if he played more minutes, if you look at his per 36 numbers, he's averaging, I think he said 14 points a game, 3 rebounds and like 4 assists, or 4 rebounds, 4 assists, something like that, whatever it is. I think it came down to, I looked at this. It came down to, I believe it was 13.9 points per game, 3 rebounds and 3 assists. So it was about 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. That's what the numbers per 36 were. That's what Gilbert Arenas starts talking about, right? But he won't talk to you about the turnover numbers per 36. The turnovers would be about 2.7, which is about 3 turnovers a game. Which is LeBron James-esque, right? Over 3 turnovers a game for LeBron James Jr. per 36, right? He won't talk about how he'd be averaging 3 personal fouls per 36, right? He won't mention that, Gilbert Arenas, right? 2.9 personal fouls on average for LeBron James Jr. in a per 36, right thing? So that's a lot of fouls right there for someone. How's he going to stay on the court, Gilbert Arenas, if he's fouling all the damn time? Doesn't make any sense. But let's think about the numbers of LeBron James Jr., right? Gilbert Arenas won't talk about his shooting percentages, right? His shooting percentage is not going to change. They're going to stay the same, man. Nothing is changing there. The per 36 numbers, it doesn't matter. He's shooting 32% from the field, 25% from three-point range. That's the facts, guys. I'm not making this up. I believe he's shooting what? 76% from the free throw line or 77% from the free throw line, something like that, man. Nothing impressive. There's nothing impressive about what he's doing out there. But Gilbert Arenas wants to talk about the per 36 numbers to explain that LeBron James Jr. would be a top 5 Rookie of the Year candidate if he actually played more minutes. And I laugh at that. That is so false, guys. And I'm going to explain to you why it's false. And Gilbert Arenas won't tell you this. He'll just read off the numbers and promote a 37 per 36, man. He'd be a top 5 Rookie of the Year. Remember, guys, Gilbert Arenas is disingenuous, doesn't know the game like that. He speaks as if he does. He tells you he knows the game. He don't know the game. He might have some stories to share that, he was privy to when he played in the NBA. That's great for him, man. Fantastic for Gilbert Arenas. But he don't know the game. I told you, this man did not watch basketball in the 80s and the 90s. Did not watch it. Just did not. I can tell. They don't know what he's talking about. Like I said, even if he did, he's being disingenuous. He's lying on purpose to support LeBron James and his son. The man don't care. He'll sell his soul, sell the integrity, and just lie to you. Now, let's think about this per 36 thing. Now, that might be true. The numbers might be true. 14 points a game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Oh, he's a top 5 Rookie of the Year. See, the problem with that is, though, and Gilbert Arenas won't tell you this, the numbers that LeBron James Jr. has put up this season, right? I believe he's played in what? 23 games this year. I believe he's averaging about 5.9 minutes per game. So he's averaging like 6 minutes per game, right? In the 23 games that he's played. We get all that. He's also a negative 58 on the season. Gilbert Arenas won't mention those numbers. He's a negative 58 on the season this year. His father's a negative 53. I told you, combined, the Jameses are negative 111, man. It's an absolute joke for these guys to make excuses. But when we think about the numbers that LeBron James Jr. has put up this season, guys, when is he putting these numbers up? He happens to be putting these numbers up in garbage time. So whatever he's averaging on the season, right, and the amount of games that he played and the amount of minutes that he's played, not the per 36 numbers, just the numbers that he put up in the time that he was on the court, guys, those numbers that he put up, right, are put up in garbage time. Right, I believe that one game, a couple of games ago, he played 30 minutes, I believe, right? When everyone was out, right? LeBron James out, Luka Doncic was out, Austin Reeves out, Rui Hachimura was out. All these guys were out. LeBron James Jr. played 30 minutes in that game, and scored 17 points. Great for LeBron James Jr., right? And we talked about that. Great for him. Once again, you're not doing anything out there. So LeBron James Jr. has been putting up these numbers, 23 games, he's played 5.9 minutes per game, again, garbage time. And what happens in garbage time? We've talked about this. In garbage time, you have the second, third string guys out there, right? So LeBron James Jr. is scoring these points, rebounds, assists, whatever he put up in those minutes in garbage time against the second and third units, which are players of his level, right, of his caliber. These are lesser guys. So when Gilbert Arenas talks about, if he played more minutes, he would be able to average X, Y, Z, and he would be a top 5 Rookie of the Year. That's insane for him to say that because he's forgetting one crucial thing. If LeBron James Jr. played that many minutes, it's like he played 36 minutes a night. I mean, let's be real here, guys. 36 minutes a night is reserved for the superstar level players. They don't barely even play 36, 35 minutes a night. The superstar guys are playing maybe 33, 34 minutes. But he's talking about, per 36, if LeBron James Jr. played 36 minutes, he'd be doing this, this, and this. The difference is when you're out there for garbage time, you're playing against the garbage team, right? You're playing against the second, third unit, right? But if LeBron James Jr. started, let's say, if he was a starter for the Lakers or played a lot of minutes, man, a lot of those minutes he's playing, he's going to go against top competition. You're going against the starters, the top 7, 8 guys on the team. You're not going against the end of the bench guys like LeBron James Jr. does when he plays garbage time because he's an end of the bench guy. So those numbers that he would have to put up would be against much different competition. You're going against the top guys now. You're going against better defenders. You're going against better offensive players. You're just going and you're playing at a different time. You're not in garbage time. So the scores are tied, or maybe your team is up. Whatever the case may be, it's a completely different thing for Gilbert Arenas to make it seem as if it's the same thing. What LeBron James Jr. has done in the garbage time minutes that he's played in the game, going against the third string guys like he is, and whatever numbers he accumulates during that time, he's insane to think that you could just, all you got to do is extrapolate those numbers per 36, and this is what he would be averaging. That's an insane take to make, but this is Gilbert Arenas, guys. He don't know basketball. Anyone who thinks that the numbers that you put up going against a second and third unit are going to be the same numbers. All you got to do is just, just put more minutes out there and then extrapolate the numbers. It's insane. That doesn't make any sense. You don't know the game. Because once again, LeBron James Jr. would be playing against the top guys, the first string starters, or he would be playing against the top 6, 7, 8 guys on a team, not the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th man on the bench. He's going to get the top guys out there if he's playing those real minutes. So this exposes Gilbert Arenas and not knowing what he's talking about. Oh, he'd be averaging 14, 5, and 5 or 14, 4, and 4. Some nonsense he said in this clip. It's a joke, man. He would not be averaging 14, 4, and 4 if just because he played more minutes. More minutes does not equal more stats, ladies and gentlemen. Does not equal better stats. Also, Gilbert Arenas won't mention this. Sometimes when guys play more minutes, they fall off, right? It might be easy for someone to do what they do out there for 20 minutes a night or 25 minutes a night. But if you had to play 35 minutes a night, 32 minutes a night, all of a sudden you're not going to be as effective. That's why I laugh at people when they say, oh, Michael Jordan just shot the ball a lot. That's why he scored a lot of points. You know how much energy it takes to shoot the ball the way that Michael Jordan did? Once again, when your team is relying on you every single night, year after year after year to be that leader on offense, there were no nights off for Michael Jordan. He had no one to pick up the slack for him night in and night out every single season. He had to be the guy carrying the Bulls on the offensive end, man. That requires a lot of energy. Right? And that's why we give Michael Jordan so much respect for playing both sides of the ball, putting up 23, 25 shots a night, and being a lockdown defender. People can't duplicate that kind of stuff, man. Gilbert Arenas won't talk to you about that. Right now, he won't talk about the energy expenditure it takes to do those things. So just because LeBron James Jr. would have played maybe double the minutes he's playing now or triple the minutes he's playing now, doesn't mean that you could all of a sudden just times his stats times 3. Oh, yeah, if he played more minutes, he would have this many stats. He'd have this many points. He would be able to make this many rebounds and that many assists. But he won't talk about all the turnovers he would have. And once again, he won't talk about all the fouls he would have. The man's averaging about 3 fouls a game per 36. So it seems to me that LeBron James Jr. would be in foul trouble often out there on the basketball court. But Gilbert Arenas won't mention these things, right? No, he won't talk about that at all, man. Another thing that Gilbert Arenas talked about in this clip that I saw, once again exposing himself and not being honest, once again being disingenuous on purpose, he started talking about, people are mad because the Lakers drafted LeBron James Jr. and they're making it seem like LeBron James and nepotism and all this stuff. He goes, but the guys who drafted behind him, they're not playing in the league and, they're probably not even in the NBA and, blah, 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 blah. It's a 55th pick. And he downplayed the 55th pick and he downplayed guys who were drafted, around the same time that LeBron James Jr. was drafted. And when he says that, he exposed himself yet again. He doesn't know what he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Gilbert Arenas is not there to educate you or tell you the truth and then have you form your opinion off of that. He's going to tell you what he wants you to know. He's going to omit certain things that make his argument look stupid. So he talks about the 55th pick and all guys drafted after the 55th pick, they don't even play in the NBA. All the guys who are taken after him, they're not even in the league. They're not even in the G League. They're not putting up numbers. They're not doing anything. Blah, 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 blah. It's insane for him to make these statements because really all he's doing is exposing the guys coming into the NBA now. Right? These guys are not that great. They go to the NBA or they go to college for 1 year and then these guys come out. They're not prepared. Right? These guys are a joke, man. That's the problem with the NBA. Back in the day when you got drafted, these guys were in school for 3-4 years, man. These were legit ballers. These guys had fundamentals. So for you to get drafted that late, you could still be an effective player. Maybe you fell down the draft because there was more competition. But Gilbert Arenas won't talk about this. He just talking downplay the 55th pick. Oh, the 55th pick, man. Who else was okay? So there was a guy named Isaiah Joe. I don't know if you guys remember. This guy, Isaiah Joe, was taken in the 2020 NBA draft. He was the 49th pick, so not the 55th pick, but right there in the same stratosphere of LeBron James Jr. He was taken with the 49th pick in the 2020 draft. You guys know that he plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Isaiah Joe. He's one of their main players on the Oklahoma City Thunder. He was taken with the 49th pick in the 2020 draft, guys. So guys could be contributors that late in the draft, right? There's a guy named Sam Merrill. You guys probably don't remember Sam Merrill, right? He's not a household name. Once again, he was taken with the 60th pick by the New Orleans Pelicans, guys, in the 2020 NBA draft. The 60th pick. And you guys think he's in the NBA still? Oh, he's not. No one taking up the 55th picks in the NBA, according to Gilbert Arenas. Well, guess what, guys? Sam Merrill is still in the NBA, and he actually plays 19 minutes a game for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are one of the top teams in the league. So he plays 19 minutes a game as the 60th pick in the 2020 draft, contributing to a team that's actually a title contender. 19 minutes a game, Sam Merrill. But Gilbert Arenas won't talk to you about that guy because it takes away from the point that he's trying to make. You guys know who Paul Reed is. You guys know who Paul Reed is? Now, you guys don't know who Paul Reed is? He was the 58th pick in the 2020 NBA draft. And he plays for the Detroit Pistons right now. On the team, still in the NBA, guys. You guys remember there was a guy, his name was Sandro Mamukelashvili. Remember, I talked about him the other day, right? I told you the Knicks let this guy score 34 points in 19 minutes, guys. Well, you guys know what pick he was? He was the 54th pick in, I believe, the 2021 NBA draft. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I believe it was the 2021 NBA draft. Sandro Mamukelashvili. I know I jacked his name all up, but that dude is still in the NBA. And like I said, just scored 34 points in 19 minutes. He didn't need a per 36 to put up all these points. That dude did that against the New York Knicks and played 19 minutes, scored 34 points. Once again, exposing Gilbert Arenas. He was the 54th pick of that 2021 NBA draft, guys. How about a Jabari Walker? He was the 57th pick of the 2022 NBA draft. I believe he plays for the Portland Trail Blazers, I want to say. He's still in the NBA, though. But more importantly, guys, when Gilbert Arenas talks about the 55th pick and he tries to downplay the 55th pick and basically trying to say, oh, who cares who the Lakers took with the 55th pick? Who else were they going to draft? Who else is there to get? Once again, he's making an excuse for LeBron James and his son being in the NBA when we know his son's not clearly good enough to be in the NBA or once again hasn't earned it. Whether or not he's good enough, to play in the NBA is really not even the point. Did he earn that spot in the NBA? No, he did not earn it. Was he the best player in his team in college? No, he wasn't even close to that. Did he do something crazy in college where he deserved to be? No, he didn't. He should actually still be in college playing. But he came out early to support LeBron James. That's the only reason why he's there, to lift up LeBron James' legacy, using his son as a prop. Gilbert Arenas won't talk about that, though. He's over here making excuses, trying to say, like, oh, guys are talking about LeBron James' son. Like, what? Dude, you sound insane. Talking about per 30, this how much we're reaching? We're going to per 36 now for the rookies to justify some numbers? Once he gets about the numbers, he won't talk to you about the lack of impact. You're a negative 58 in the season, LeBron James' son. He won't mention that though, right? No, he got no energy for that. He won't talk about all the fouls he gets, all the turnovers that he commits in such little time on the court. Won't talk about that. But let's think about some guys. Let's be historic here, because we know Gilbert Arenas gives you no historical perspective, no historical context when he talks about the 55th pick and who they're going to draft anyway, and these guys don't play in the league and blah, blah, blah. You guys remember there was a guy named Manu Ginobili. You guys remember Manu Ginobili? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But Manu Ginobili is in the Hall of Fame, right? We all know Manu Ginobili, one of the great 6 men in NBA's history. Do you guys realize that Manu Ginobili was the 57th pick in the 1999 NBA draft? The 57th pick. So he was actually drafted behind LeBron James Jr. at the 55th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, right, that just passed. Manu Ginobili was the 57th pick in the 1999 NBA draft, guys. And Manu Ginobili did not play in the NBA until, I believe, 2002. Might have been his first season. He was drafted in 99, but did not play for the Spurs until a couple of years later. But he was taken with the 57th pick, guys. The Spurs picked him with the 57th pick. Manu Ginobili turned into a Hall of Famer, an all-time legend, one of the great 6 men in NBA's history, a clutch-time performer, a key member to the San Antonio Spurs dynasty of the early 2000s. That's what Manu Ginobili did with the 57th pick. But Gilbert Arenas want to talk to you about, oh, LeBron James Jr., the 55th pick. Who else are the Lakers going to get? Who else is they're going to draft? Then once again, making it seem like there's never been any great players that have been drafted after the 55th pick, or any great players or even decent or good players that have been contributors around the 55th pick. The Lakers just took a guy because LeBron James, and James was his last name. That's why they drafted him. They didn't draft him to help the team. Is he helping the team? No, he's not helping the team. But Gilbert Arenas wants you to believe that he would be helping the team if he played more minutes. There's a reason why he's not playing more minutes, you fool. But he want to talk about per 36. When did we start doing per 36 now for the rookies? Now we're doing per 36. To me, per 36 was really only interesting if we're comparing greats, all-time greats, once again, whose careers are already over. And then you want to look at what they did or extrapolate their career per 36. Why are we doing this with rookies? A guy who's playing 5.9 minutes per game, he's trying to tell you would be averaging 14 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He'd be top 5 in Rookie of the Year. But he won't tell you that if he did play those kind of minutes, he'd be going against much stiffer competition. So who knows what his numbers would really be? They would not be that. They would be much, much worse. All right, Gilbert Arenas, but he won't talk to you about that. The same thing that we say, this era is weak and soft, right? It's frail. It's a fraudulent era. So that's why we say guys from back in the day would dominate now. And then we talk about a lot of these guys today would not be able to play back in the day. LeBron James Jr. would not be doing anything as a 55th pick in the 90s. Just wouldn't be happening, guys, or the early 2000s. It's an absolute joke. He wouldn't be on the roster. He wouldn't be good enough. But in this weak era of NBA, where these kids only come after 1 year, they have no development, no fundamentals. They're a bunch of goofs out here trying to get by off of athleticism. Then all of a sudden, LeBron James Jr. can squeeze in, and then we're the ones who are talking crazy for him actually being drafted. But it's Gilbert Arenas trying to give you some nonsense. Per 36. This dude is a joke, man. Gilbert Arenas, you are a clown, man. Your show is a clown show. That's why you would never have me come on there and debate you about this stuff, man. You guys are weird. You guys say the same things over and over again. You guys contradict yourselves. You guys are always arguing like a bunch of schoolgirls. I respect no one that goes on that show. Why would you go on Gilbert Arenas' show? He's a goof. He's part of the problem out here. He ain't being honest. He's not educating people. He won't give you the facts and let you form your own opinion, man. He's going to start talking about per 36 numbers. That's insane. Once again, you're not making any sense, man. He makes it seem like he downplays the 55th pick. Meanwhile, someone like Manu Ginobili was a 57th pick. He's a Hall of Famer, man. Don't make no sense, man. That's why it's called draft. That's why it's called scouting. You scout these players to see if they're good enough. Maybe your scouts are better than other people's scouts. They can see something within someone that the other guys don't notice. That's what the Spurs were doing. They drafted guys like Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili when people never even heard of these guys. They didn't even know who they were. But they took a chance on these players, and it worked out for them. The Gilbert Arenas out here talking and making excuses, man. It's an absolute joke. That dude's an absolute joke, man. No respect for that clown. He ain't a real man. We talked about this. And like I said, I haven't done a video on Gilbert Arenas in a while because I haven't really seen him popping up on anything, and he ain't been crying in my comment section lately. Maybe this video will trigger him. I don't know. I don't really care, man. All I know is I exposed him, and I broke down the facts, man. And you guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.